So now we're on to fitting the steel bars for the X electromagnetic channel lock. Now I'm standing at the back of the frame, but these are fitted at the front of the frame here. Normally you'll be standing over on this side to fit them. This particular frame has been fitted for a Pro Stitcher, which is why it's got the blue track on here. If you've got the Pro Stitcher, you don't need the electromagnetic channel lock because effectively it's built into the Pro Stitcher itself. But this is a frame without these bars on at the moment, so I'm going to explain how we would fit them. There are 6 bars that come with the kit. They're each 2 feet in length, so the number of bars that you will need depends on the length of the frame that you have. So if you have an 8-foot frame, you'll need 4 of these, a 10-foot, you'll need 5 of them, a 12-foot, you'll need all 6, and if you're fitting the electromagnetic channel lock onto a little foot frame, you only need 2 of these bars. The important thing is to start this at the center of the frame. So mark the center of the frame. I've just put a little dot here. This is the center of this particular frame because we're going to start at the center and then move outwards. So as we've seen, this has got a double-sided tape on the back of these bars, and the other 2 things that I'm going to use to help me fit them accurately are, I've got a handy quilter ruler here, and the only reason I've got a ruler is that it's a 1/4 of an inch thick. And this 1/4 inch is exactly the right distance for me to use to put these in the correct position at the front of the frame, so that they lock exactly in the right position onto the electromagnet that's fitted onto the carriage. And the other thing that we use when we're fitting these, based on experience, is some super glue. Because experience has shown that occasionally, because of the strength of the electromagnets, this tape is not quite sufficient. At the joining points here, this is not stuck to the frame, and we use a little bit of super glue at each end when we're fitting these bars to make sure that they stay in place and they don't raise up off the frame itself. So the way this works is, here's my center mark that I've made on the frame. And what we would do is to start peeling off this double-sided tape here. And just fold it back a little bit after a couple of inches. At this point, I would put some super glue, just a little bit of super glue around the edge here, not too much, and exactly the same on the other end of the bar. And then starting in the middle, lining up this end of the bar here, up to the center point, I'm going to put that in place at the front of the frame. And to make sure it's in exactly the right position, end on, I'm going to use this ruler and press down at that point, and now it's going to be in the right position at this end. If I now move the ruler to the other end and hold that in place, I can move the rest of this tape and just pull it away, and that bar is then going to be pushed firmly in place, and that'll stick in exactly the right position. I carry on doing that from the center outwards on this side of the frame, and then do exactly the same thing from this center point in this direction. Again, on every one of these, I would be putting a little bit of super glue on each end, and at the end of the day, we will have all of the bars fitted that we need for our particular frame size at exactly the right distance away, and firmly stuck in place. Make sure you press down firmly, and once that is done, we can fit the carriage, put the machine back on, and then your electromagnetic channel locks should be up and running and ready to go.